What is up, everybody? It is week 4. Week 4 is over, I should say, and we're going into week 5. This is Tony Cotillo, as always, of the Alternative Edge, powered by BetQL. And as always, make sure you use that code word Jigsaw for 15% off. This is part of the Tony Cotillo Show. Who burned you this week? Did you get burned by injuries? Did you hit any betting tickets? We hit a lot. We're gonna get into that. I got a couple good stories for you. Some last minute moves that actually worked in my favor. They usually don't work in your favor. When you do the last minute moves, they normally don't work in your favor, but these ones actually worked in my favor. So I'm extremely happy about that. I am, and if anybody else has had that good mojo, not bad mojo, but that good mojo, as always, check in. Let me know questions, waiver wire. You want to talk about lineups? You want to talk about how you did this week? Who screwed you over this week? Let me know. Who is it? Who did it? Because I say this all the time because somebody's always screwing somebody in the world of fantasy football. And for the first time ever, people been on me, man. They've been on me. Like, where's the tickets? Where's the wins? Where do you get, like, I'm going to be I'm a grown man. Okay. So the funny thing is, I'm a fully transparent person. I tell you this all the time. If I tell you to bet it, I'm betting it. Right? I'm not the guy on the radio that just has a promo code and he wants everybody to follow his promo code and doesn't even know who the freaking starting quarterback is on the team or who's injured on the team. And he's just throwing it out there because somebody's giving him some money. That's not who I am. I put the time in. I put the tickets in. Listen, I'm a freaking unicorn, man. I don't care what anybody says. Like, I do a lot of different things that people don't even understand. And that's okay. That's fine. People just beginning to realize who I am. The people that already know who I am, right? You know where I'm going with this, right? You know where I'm going with this. So we had a fantastic week, as always. My man Adam checking in says, "What's up? Derrick Henry screwed me this week." Derrick Henry's another one. Listen, and everybody checking in. I did something finally that I've been meaning to do. Okay. There's a QR code right here. Okay. There's a QR code right here. All that does is take you to the link tree of the Tony Cotillo Show. Right from there, you can go to all the social accounts, whether it be TikTok. I'm blowing up on TikTok, by the way. Okay. I don't know. Everybody likes my videos on TikTok, but that's like, they want a 47-year-old guy's. That's great. I mean, maybe because I got better information than some people. It's all good. It's fine. Like I said, I don't bullshit around. Okay, that's the funny thing. Like, I don't bullshit around. I give you my honest opinion. Okay, I give you my honest opinion. I'm not just throwing. Oh, look at my win-loss record this week, 16-14. Like, really, who gives a shit? Has nothing to do with that. Okay, I don't care if you win the bet or you lose the bet. I don't care if you win the fantasy play or you lose the fantasy play. What I care about is, how did you come up with it, right? How did you come up with it? Can you hold a microphone for 30 minutes to 45 minutes and say, yo, let's battle some bets? Like, yeah, because there's a lot of people that are better than me, okay? But there's a lot of people that aren't as good as me, okay? And those people that aren't as good as me, you people are blowing them up, dude. It cracks me up. It's all good, though. It's all fun. Listen, it's all fun. Got to have some fun with y'all. So again, if you get that, whether it be Underdog, whether it be Tails, whether it be BetQL, like, everything is right there. And listen, the famous plus money prop train is in there as well. So you can't beat that, because we had some big plus money props. Okay, big plus money props. Listen, I got to give my man Japan here. Japan checking in, says, Tony, you the man. Like, one of my biggest supporters, right? Adam, huge supporter. Japan, huge supporter. But see, here's what Japan knows. Japan knows that I'm not one of these guys with a promo code. Okay. I'm not one of these guys with a promo code that don't do the freaking work. Right. That's not who I am. Right. There he is. 10. Yo, Japan. Just for you. Let's get right into that, Japan, because everybody, this is just one that we hit this week. Okay. This is just one. And again, they don't happen every week. Again, they don't. But when we get it, we build for like the next 4 or 5 weeks. Right? So let's get right into it, shall we? Should we get right into it, Japan? Let's throw it up here. How about this whopper right here? Now, Japan got it at 1057. I got it at 1086. Oh, it doesn't matter. Either way, big hit. Okay, big hit that was given out, by the way, for free for free on the YouTube show. This isn't somebody popping up a story and saying, this is who I like. This isn't somebody popping up a story and say, I like this guy in this game. Yeah, okay. And doesn't even play the bet. Okay, doesn't even play the bet. Okay. And I will tell you this right now. I know there's a lot of stuff that goes on the dark web, and a lot of stuff that goes on X and on Instagram, and guys betting a quarter. And I don't care. Listen, here's what I will tell you. We live in a very interesting economy right now. A very interesting economy. Some people have no money. Some people have tons of money. Okay? All I'm saying is I don't care. Like, I don't, why do you care? Does it matter if somebody bet $1 million or $1? I just want to understand that. So, because if the bet doesn't hit, everybody loses, right? So let's put it this way. Say somebody bets $100 and somebody bets $5. Listen, the guy who bet 100 is going to win a lot more, but he's also still going to lose $100 because he can afford to lose $100. Maybe the other guy can only afford to lose $5. Who cares? Like I just said, like, honestly, why does it matter? It's just people with these stupid egos. Okay. It's the world we live in. So again, I've even told people, bet $1. Who gives a shit? I don't care. I got a guy who gets me all the time for tips. He literally lives with $5 in his account and bets 50 cents or $1. You know why? Because that's all he can afford. And you know what he loves to do? He loves to play the casino. So he plays my bets that I give him on FanDuel. And when he hits, he's happier than shit. He's going and playing the roulette wheel all night. That's everybody's different. Everybody's different. So let's get into this four-leg parlay we hit on Sunday. My man Alec, we talked about it. He was going to be involved. He only had 2 catches, but the first one was like 32 yards. Got it right over. Boom. We were over. Bijan, we talked about it. He was going to be heavily involved in the passing game. Over 3.5. And earlier in the week, if you follow me on a plus money prop train, you got it at plus money. Okay. And then I talked about Rachaad White. The video's up right now. Rachaad White. He was going to be utilized in so many different areas. Over 20. That was an easy one. And then Tyler Warren just blew it out of the water. Okay. Because he just finds a way. Okay. Just finds a way. And boom. There we go. My man Japan checking in says, bills paid and my girl getting her hair done Friday. Thank you, Tony Noseball. Listen, I'm telling you right now, again, if you're willing to ride, you got to ride, right? If you're willing to ride, I am never going to sit here and tell you that I win all the time. Or let's say we win we just don't, right? We just don't. But again, if you ride the wins and you can suffer out the losses, you're going to be okay, right? Let's just have fun with it. Again, yes, right? Can I just be honest? I'm honest with all you guys all the time. I said this before, and I'll continue to say it. Yes, if people are affiliate partners, do they get money? Yes. Right? What am I lying? So all the people say, use my code for DraftKings. You don't think people get paid? Yes, they do. Is it a lot? Hell no. However, why wouldn't you support the people, right, that you follow? Nobody's asking you. From what they're saying is if you want to do that, right? Because let's be honest, every now and then somebody will be like, oh, you know what? Yeah, you know what? Let me I'm going to open up this account, whatever, right? You know, there's always codes floating around. Do me a favor. I don't care if it's me, but can you just go help somebody that's not a celebrity, right? Help somebody that's just not out there just slinging in more money. Like, seriously, there's a lot of good dudes and a lot of good women out here kicking their ass on X, whether it be in the Tails community, whether it be in the BetQL community, whether it be in the Roto community. It doesn't even matter. All, like, honestly, just be smart about it. That's all I ask. Just be smart about it. It's very simple. It's very, very simple. But, you know, like Jigsaw, my man Japan says Jigsaw, the only code I know. And again, as always, right there. And I'll show you a couple to listen. BetQL with the model was on the ball, man. Like I showed you this. Again, there was a couple things that they had projected on their site, which is why I highly recommend it for everything in one spot, right? Whether weather reports, analysis, sharp money reports, the live projections, the 4 or 5 star bets. I mean, it's all there. Do I take everything from there? No, I do not. But what I do is I use it for information. Okay, I use it for information. And you use the code Jigsaw, you get 15% off over there. And I'll show you a couple. Let's go over to the couple of the look at BetQL. We talked about this right there. Kendre Miller. They were all in on Kendre Miller, right? They knew something we don't know. BetQL was like, listen, this dude is going to be utilized 7 rushes. That was a projections. He blew them out, right? He blew them out. He blew to over 14.5 rushing yards out. So if you were on BetQL, right? If you were on there and you checked it out, if that was your go-to, right there, you hit on Kendre Miller. Very, very simple, right? I mean, again, like this isn't rocket science. Here's another one. This was a straight BetQL bet. Keenan Allen, under 49.5. They thought he wasn't going to have a big game against the Giants. Guess what? They were right. Boom. We win again, right? So let's go through what we won this week. And then we're going to talk to the fantasy element. A lot of terrible injuries, man, about Malik Neighbors and Tyreek Hill. It's just sad, right? Then we got the bye weeks coming up for fantasy. So we got to look at that. We got another London game. Okay. Well, no, I'm sorry. That was Ireland. Now it's London, right? So we have to look at that. We have that game going on. So get your lineups ready, right? We always got to worry about that. So let's look at some of the other wins, right? Here we go. Plus money prop train. Okay. I know Japan saw this because he's in the Discord. And again, all you need to do, if you want, number one, you want to get the Discord, which is free. The Discord is free. Okay. Is there paid rooms? Yes. Yes. Meaning if you sign up for specific packages, okay, I only have 2 packages. I have the plus money prop train package, which is $20 a month. Okay. And right now, I'm giving everything for free, but that's going to stop eventually. Okay. And I have a 10 for 10 that I'm not really utilizing right now because I like that when basketball starts. So I have multiple sports to bet on. So you get 10 bets per week. Okay. That can include parlays, that can include whatever. Okay. And I don't just pop it up there with nothing. I give you some analysis behind it too, what I'm thinking. So Alex Singleton was a plus money prop train hit. Okay. Over there, tails. Very, very simple. I had so many people messaging me over this hit. Plus 115. Plus 115. Like how many plus money bets do you see people betting in IDP? That's what I do. I do crazy shit like that. But again, look at it, right? You had to look at just look at the way he's been playing. Dude, he had 9 tackles right there when that was open. That was in the 3rd quarter with like 12 minutes left. We cashed that bet like it was nothing. Plus money, right? Plus money. All right, we talked about a couple of the other bets that we hit. Ubuka, over 59.5. That was a bet we talked about. We put it in a parlay. The parlay didn't hit. But again, we bet the single bets. Scatterboo, boom. Got that. This is from the 21st, right? So I'm catching up. Last 2 weeks, okay? Last 2 weeks. Some of these tickets from the week before because my man Japan always gets on me. He's like, yo, where's the tickets? And wait till I bring up the tickets from last year. Japan knows that. The plus 3350 hits, the plus 4,000 hits. I mean, come on, man. It's comical. Josh Jacobs. That was a plus money prop train hit for Sunday Night Football. I threw that out there for free. Another plus money hit. Over 1.5. Dude, had like 4 or 5 K. Are you kidding me? Come on, man. Read the room. That's all I got to say. Read the room. We got the Cavante Turpin. You know I was big on Cavante Turpin. Over 18.5. Boom. We win that one. Okay. Here's what we just missed. We throw a 4-legger up there. Okay. 16.5 to 1. And again, 5 legs. I'm sorry. And or 4 legs. I'm sorry. But the only reason why we lost, number one, Brantley Allen, he had 26.5 yards and he gets injured and he doesn't come back. So we would have hit that. T. Higgins, all he needed was another catch. And if Browning didn't stink so friggin' bad, we would have hit that too. I thought that number was an easy hit. But again, we hit Chase Brown, we hit Cortland Sutton, and we hit RJ Harvey. So we already were 3 out of the 5. And if you bet the single legs, like I tell you with the units, boom, you already came out ahead. It's simple math. Simple math, right? Simple math. Here's another one from the week before, right? I mean, like we got so many. Okay, here's the one at one, right? And dude, it's so crazy, so crazy. And this one right here, this is the round robin, right? So again, I would put $10 on the round robin, a 3 or 5. Then I put $10 on the round robin 4 or 5. Then I put $20 on the full parlay, and the round robin hit. So guess what? Okay, so I lost $8. Okay, but I had the ability to win over 400. Okay, it's kind of the way it goes, man. Like, you got to continue to keep it going. Continue to keep it going. All right. So again, Adam says I always do plus money bets. Listen, you got to be smart with them, Adam. Very, very simple. You got to be smart with the plus money bets. That's why I do plus money prop train. Very, very simple. Okay. So again, QR code is right there as we get into the fantasy talk. QR code's right there. If you go there, you're going to see multiple links. Okay. I just got my underdog affiliate going. All right. That's on there. I got like 3 more going. Okay. That are coming. That'll be on there. My BetQL is on there. Again, code word Jigsaw, get 50% off. And I'll show you what you're going to get at BetQL. Okay. Tails plus money prop train. Very, very simple. $20 a month. Okay. For $20 a month. All right. I mean, it's every week, like literally 20, like you make your money in a week. Like, I'm not saying you're going to gain tons of, but you're literally playing for free. Okay. You're playing for free. It's $5 a week. Okay. Honestly, it's $5 a week. I can't, I think it's like the easiest package in the world. Like if somebody said to you for $5 a week, you're going to get 2 to 3 plus money plays, and odds are you're going to hit 1 out of 3 every single week. You're going to make your money back easily and then some. So again, I try to do the best I can. Am I perfect? Hell no. But that's what I do. So let's get right into fantasy football for week 4 rewind. Let's look at some of the interesting scenarios. We looked at obviously the injuries, working through the wire. Again, I'll tell you a funny story because obviously the biggest guy that everybody's going to look at is Woody Marks, right? Everybody's jumping for the Woody Marks train. I understand. I get it. I'll tell you an interesting story. So I did a rookie move, rookie mistake, man, rookie mistake. I'm in a flex league. And if everybody understands when you're in a flex league, you have so many different dynamics of your lineup. Okay. So I had Kenneth Walker in my flex spot as a running back, like an idiot, right? Like, meaning, because remember, he played Thursday night. So you had the Thursday night game. I had Kenneth Walker. You never do that because it kills your flexibility based on injury. Maybe you want to start a receiver. Maybe you want to start a tight end. If you have a different tight end, because again, it's a wide receiver, running back, tight end flex spot. And I left them in there. My other running back that I was rolling with that week, one of them was Chuba Hubbard, who was questionable. And he had a calf injury. So I was really, really skeptical, right? I'm going in there. I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm going to take him out, and I'm going to put somebody else in. I think I was going to put in I forget what wide receiver I was going to put in, right? So I go to do it, and I'm like, damn, I screw myself. I can only put in a running back. That's it. I can only put in a running back. Looking at, I didn't have another running back. So I'm like, what do I do, man? Do I roll with Chuba Hubbard? I go to the waiver wire. And this literally, it's like 10 o'clock on Sunday morning. I go to the waiver wire, and I'm like, who's out there as kind of like a sleeper or a streamer, right? Who can I streamline here for this week? I pick out Woody Marks. I look at him, I'm like, you know what? He's really starting to take hold. Snap percentage is going up. He's getting involved in the passing game. And I'm like, you know what? Give me Woody Marks. So I take Woody Marks and I start him. You know what happens? The rest is history. 27.5 points later, boom, and I got a number 1 running back going forward. So again, like watch your lineup. Make sure that you don't fall into that trap. I got lucky, but however, it's by going and doing the research. And just by the way, just so you know, it is an 8-man league. So people are, why Woody Marks is available. It's an 8-man league. Okay, so a lot of good people there on the waiver wire. So he was dropped. He was there. So that's my fantasy story. Now let's look at getting to the wire, shall we? And again, if Woody Marks is in your league, he's got to be the guy. Now I know that everybody's talking about when does Joe Mixon come back and Nick Chubb. Listen. 17 for 69 and a touchdown, 5 targets, 4 catches, 50 yards and a touchdown. He is well on his path to be the number one guy if he's not already anointed right now. Okay. And he gets the Ravens, who look like they can't stop anybody. Okay. They've allowed the most running back points in fantasy, over 27 points per game to fantasy running backs. Are you kidding me? Listen, this is a gold mine. The only thing that would preclude him from having a monster game is that terrible offensive line. He made a lot of those plays on his own. It's almost like back in the day where you had guys like Barry Sanders who had a terrible offensive line, but he had to make his own pass. So Woody Marks was learning how to do that. And if CJ Stroud can stop with this who is CJ Stroud kind of deal, okay, it would be really nice, because if he could open up the passing game a little bit, man, what a great play Woody Marks will be. And you can worry about Joe Mixon later. Okay. Worry about Joe Mixon later. It's okay. Okay. Right now, you want to go on Woody Marks. Listen, there's some interesting developments out there with Trey Benson land. So a DeMarcado could be a guy to get a lot of clock. I would look at that situation. Didn't practice again today. They talked about his knee flaring up a little bit. There's some weird reports going out there, and everybody thought that maybe he was getting a blow in the last game. I mean, you're talking about a Thursday game, and they're already putting a questionable tag on him, and they're iffy about him. So this could be something where he misses a couple games. And if that's the case, listen, DeMarcado, you're getting a really good matchup against the Titans, right? So I would really look at DeMarcado again, because he's a guy that they like to utilize in the passing game a lot, and they trust him. Okay, they do. They definitely trust him. So, and if DeMarcado gets to start this game, if Benson can't go or he's hindered, this could win you your week, especially on a week, right? Especially on a week where we're talking about those buys, right? So again, remember, you got the Falcons, so no Bijan. You got the Bears, so no Swift. The Packers, no Jacobs. The Steelers, no Warren or Gainwell. So DeMarcado could be a really, really good find this week if Benson doesn't play or if he's hindered a little bit. So I would keep an eye on that very, very closely. I tell everybody, man, like there's certain things that I like to look at. And that's one of them. I think you have to get really really investigative when you talk about some of these things, because like I said, man, you gotta look ahead. Okay. You do. You gotta look ahead and at the end of the day, be one up on your competition, man. One up on your competition. The fact that I spent see, that's the thing. But I get it. A lot you had to, Japan. You had to. Right? I mean, what are you gonna do? I mean, because if he doesn't get hurt or he excels, I mean, that's a dude, he's so talented that he could win you the match, man. Like honestly, he can win you the match. So I mean that's something that you really need to keep an eye on. Okay. You really need to keep an eye on. That's all I can say. Just please keep an eye on it, because it's something that deserves some extra legwork. Okay. It's something that deserves some extra legwork. Now let's get into receivers. Ayamanor. Okay. I'm really bad with that. Listen, I just call him Alec. You got to be careful with him. I like him. That offense is just terrible right now. And it's understandable, right? They're trying to do some different things. Pollard look good, but listen, Cam Ward really has to settle in. Okay. He's going to have some good weeks. Going to have some bad weeks. Last week was a bad week. I, you just got to be careful. You just don't know what you're going to get. Okay, you don't know what you're going to get. So maybe you want to stash and wait. That's fine. Me personally, one guy I'm looking at is Wan'Dale Robinson if he's available. It sucks that Malik Neighbors is going down. It really, really sucks. I can't believe it was that bad. I didn't think it was that bad, but I would be all in on Wan'Dale Robinson. And the reason why is because he's extremely versatile at spots he can play within the offense. You think about it's not a stretch to tell you that he could play a Debo Samuel role. I mean, the Debo Samuel you saw in San Francisco. He could come out of the backfield. He could do bubble screens. He can go across the middle. He could do skinny post. He could do fly. He could do go. He could do seam. He could do it all. And now he's going to be one of the focal points of this offense. You have to think about it. Rookie quarterback. That OC out there is going to have to figure out how to get these guys open. And listen, no disrespect to Darius Slayton, but Darius Slayton to me is a go, and that's it. Wan'Dale is the guy that's going to open things up. So I would really, really look heavily into Wan'Dale Robinson. I was a big Wan'Dale Robinson. Okay, can he play Waterboy too? Yo, man, you talk about my man Scatterboo. Like, again, Scatterboo is going to keep the defense honest, and that's actually going to utilize guys like Wan'Dale Robinson as well. So I like Wan'Dale a lot. Again, you gotta get creative in these weeks, okay? Because there's a lot of injuries, and you got to be creative. So I like Wan'Dale Robinson a lot. Maybe you take a flyer on the tight end, Theo Johnson. I don't think Theo Johnson's going to be utilized a ton. I think he's going to be held in a block more and more and more, especially when you have a running quarterback like Jackson Dart, who wants to get out there in space. And I think Theo Johnson's main role is, don't get this kid killed, right? When he gets out in space, help him lead. Make sure you chip that defensive end. Make sure you get that blind blitzer. A lot of different things Theo is going to have to do. So I don't know if he's going to be a great find, right? Darren Waller. I mean, who has Darren Waller? I mean, I know everybody wants to jump to Malik Washington. Not me, man. I would go after Darren Waller if he's there. I think Darren Waller is one of your top targets. Because no matter if it's garbage time or if it's good game, like this guy is just going to be open. And he's going to be the guy Tua wants to look to. Very, very simple, right? Very, very, very simple. That's the guy. Taking my daughter to the Giants game versus the Saints. Nice. I'll tell you what, man. I have an interesting pickup for that game. Ready for this one, Japan? I'm going to tell everybody this. This is my streamer of the week. So again, let's look at these bye weeks. Oh, my man, see you checking in. Positive works. The man of positivity, Mr. C, the job. So I got a good streamer this week. And I know that we talked again. I'll put them up again. Remember, we got the bye weeks, right? You got the Falcons, so no Penix if you were rostering him. The Bears, no Caleb Williams if you were rostering him. No Jordan Love. That's a big one, right? No Jordan Love. And maybe AR's getting love, right? He is throwing some touchdowns. So you have to look at that too. I like Spencer Rattler. Now, hear me out on this one. Hear me out on Spencer Rattler. I watched a lot of that game. Now, you have to remember, Jigsaw thinks a little differently. I watched Kellen Moore for a couple years here in Philadelphia. And I watched the way he ran the offense. And I was watching the way he was utilizing Spencer Rattler. And there's no secret that Alvin Kamara has lost a step. No secret. And that might be because he's been injured a lot. That might just it could be wear and tear, whatever it is. No secret. They've been wanting to get Kendra Miller involved. Kendra Miller got involved, and he looked good. He looked really good. And with that, he started to really show that this offense could be opened up a little bit. Now, hear me out, though. When you say streamer quarterback, you're looking for a guy, in my opinion, to give you 15 to 20, right? I need 15 to 20 points because he's a streamer. You're right, because a streamer is the guy that you expect to be. If you have Patrick Mahomes, you're not picking up a guy thinking he's going to be Patrick Mahomes. You're picking up a guy that just says, "Listen, I just need to get to the next week." Right? You're like, I need to get to the next week, and I need a decent fantasy output. So, I mean, personally, I look and I go, you know what? I'm going to go look at none other than Spencer Rattler. And you might say, why are we looking at Spencer Rattler? So I'm just going to give you an idea of why. Now, you heard what I said, right? That I said specifically that all I want is a guy to give me 15 to 20. Spencer Rattler's averaging 17.1. Throw 5 touchdowns and only 1 pick. 5 touchdowns and only 1 pick. He's averaging 6.5 yards per rush. He's already rushed for 102 yards. Okay? Listen to this one. After week 1, take week 1 out of it. Take week 1, 58% out of it. Guess what his completion percentage is? He's averaging 70%. 70%. Come on, man. You talk about well above the average. And his last 3 weeks, like give him a mulligan in week 1. It wasn't a great week. Just getting acclimated, right? Get all the rust off, get the nerves out. Last 3 weeks, he's averaging close to 20 points per game. He had 23, almost just rounded to 24 in week 2. Okay, 16 in week 3, and 15 in week 4 against Buffalo. Like, bro, like again, people aren't even looking at these things. So I am telling you right now, against this Giants team, like you saw Dak light them up. I like the Giants defense. I do. However, they can be tested. And if that running game is going, all I'm saying is you could see an interesting play here with Spencer Rattler. Yes, little Jigsaw crazy, but I don't really think so, Japan. Like, Jigsaw crazy would be like, starting Carson Wentz. But no, I like Spencer Rattler specifically for a bye week streamer based on the way that offense is starting to flow under Kellen Moore. I told you before, I never said that I thought Kellen Moore was going to be a great head coach. Wasn't sure. One thing I know, he could call an offense. He can build an offensive game plan. Very, very simple. I think we know that. So for me, for my money, again, Spencer Rattler is a guy that I would definitely look at as a streaming option. Now, let me get back to the waiver wire again for a minute, because there is a guy out there who I didn't talk about. Okay. He's a guy I didn't talk about. And listen, Cedric Tillman lands on IR. Now, I know everybody talk about Jerry Jeudy, but I'm going to talk about Isaiah Bond. And again, the rookie receiver. Because I don't know who's going to be the quarterback going forward, but Joe Flacco stinks right now. What's he got? 2 touchdowns and 6 picks? Like, he's just terrible. No disrespecting Joe. I mean, listen, we know why he's there, right? It's like if you're a Philadelphia Eagle fan or you know anything about back in the day when we drafted Donovan McNabb, we brought in Doug Peterson to be the guy. Doug stunk. It's terrible. He was there basically just so Donovan can keep the clipboard warm. Okay, learn a little bit. And then he went in, he juked out Darryl Green and for the Skins at that time, and the rest was history, right? So the rest was history. Best quarterback in Philadelphia Eagles history. But it's just a matter of time before it's either Dylan Gabriel or Shedeur Sanders, and it could be as early as next week. I don't know, right? But this guy's got speed. So the reason why, again, Jerry Jeudy to me is a head case. He's just a head case. He like, again, I get worried about head cases, and I'll talk about George Pickens later. But Isaiah Bond shows that he can stretch the field. Listen, He's averaging, even with Joe Flacco, he's averaging close to 20 yards per catch. So, if one of these young boys gets in there, whether it be Shador or Dylan Gabriel, they're going to air it out multiple times. And I think Jerry Judy's going to be caught going across the middle, and Isaiah Bond's going to be the guy they're airing it out to. So, again, I would really, really take a hard look at Isaiah Bond. I don't think he's going to cost you a lot of fab money. I think he's going to be readily available, a very, very low percentage. And unless somebody's watching the show or they're on X scanning some of these people, because I know a lot of other people are talking about it too. He's a guy I think that you should really, really consider. Really, really consider. He's that guy like week 8 or week 9 that you pull up and you're like, oh damn, like this, I can utilize this guy now, right? I mean, I think he's definitely one of those guys, 100%. So let's get into last week a little bit. Oh man, listen, I'm with you know what, Jimmy, I'm with you, dog. Seriously. Um, I'm gonna be honest. I'm actually I'm gonna do this is the alternative edge, so we're mainly talking fantasy sports betting. We talk national news as always, and that is a national story. But I'm actually gonna do a Philly sports special about this AJ Brown thing because this is ridiculous. Like I'm sorry. Like I'm with you. Like if I wish trade give me I'll do it straight up. I don't care. Give me T Higgins. I'll take AJ Brown. Like I mean back and forth. Like I'll take T Higgins for AJ Brown. Like this dude don't want to be here, man. I'm sorry. Like I don't know what's going on. I really don't care. I just want to I want to win another Super Bowl. Um I don't want it to be a detriment to the team. I'm just so tired of it. It's like, come on, get over it. It's football, man. Like honestly, it's football. You're 4-0 and you're sulking. Like, I just can't take it anymore. I just can't. Like, no disrespect to the guy, but come on, man. Let's just can we just freaking move on and play football? Like, can we just move on and play football? You know what I mean? So let's get into the usage. I will say that I was really pleasantly surprised, or not. I wouldn't say pleasantly surprised. I was excited about Atlanta. Right? I know there's a lot of things. Listen, they were messing around. The OC comes down the field instead of calling up in a box. I think maybe change a little bit. I don't know, man. Like I just think that the play calling had to get different. I love obviously what I see from that Drake London. By the way, remember my number one guy kept talking Drake London. Now, obviously, I don't think he's going to be able to catch Amon-Ra Puka this year, but again, Drake London. Everybody jumped on Jamar Chase. Okay, now I know. Listen, nobody could foresee the future. I'm just saying, right? I was just saying. I got less worries with Drake London, so I'm happy I took Drake London. Now Mooney suffers a hamstring injury this one, so again, he could be week to week. We shall see. What does that mean? Does it Ray McLeod get some snaps? Is Casey Washington? But all you need to know is that when Bijan is rolling, it opens everything back up for Drake. Got to be about the Drake, right? And Kyle Pitts. So I do like that. You don't even have to get in the snap shares because they are what they are. I will say this now, and I know this game was out of hand. I know this game was out of hand, and I know people, but Derrick Henry didn't look great in Baltimore. Um, and I know that they were trailing, and I know I listen, I get all that. I understand that. But we've seen this before. Even when they've been trailing, they've been utilizing Derrick Henry. It's just something to watch. I would say just keep an eye on it. Justice Hill did some good mop up duty, but Justice Hill is a different dynamic running back in his own right. We be careful not to overutilize him and overexpose him, but I do think that he could be very, very serviceable. And I do worry. Okay, I do worry. And you see the two guys that had those big time years last year in Saquon and Derrick Henry, and they kind of look like a shell of themselves this year already, right? They look like a shell of themselves. My man Food's checking in. What's up, Food? Fuji Flare. The Fuji Flare on Mondays. My man Food's checking in. Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely something worth looking at. That's all. It's something worth looking at to me. Yeah, the Ravens. Jimmy said the Ravens are cooked. DH. Yep, he's definitely 8. Lamar's hurt. That defense is horrendous. Jimmy, I don't remember a time where the Baltimore Ravens defense was this bad. Honestly, like I don't remember a time. It's scary bad. Honestly, like it's bad everywhere. It is, man. And you know what? Can I call violation too? I don't know who it was. I gotta find it. I do, and these are why. Again, this is what I can't stand. It was one of the highly overrated celebrity shows, and they were calling out Lamar, saying Lamar quit. He said he didn't want to play. He faked an injury to come out of the game. Come on, man. Are you serious? Like, honestly, are you serious? Like, and now it comes out he's going to miss 2 to 3 weeks. How's that troll feel, right? But again, they won't revoke his license. He'll keep getting paid. He'll keep getting out there, getting clicks and getting traffic, throwing some bullshit stories out there in order to get everybody riled up. Yeah, I hope Lamar finds it. I hope Lamar goes after that dude, right? I do. I really do. Because yeah, guess what? That dude was lying through his teeth. I don't know who it was, but he had no idea what was going on. And right away, he just threw it out there. And it comes up, oh, he's on injury report. Not going to go on IR, but he's going to miss 2 to 3 weeks. Crazy. Oh, man. My man checking in on Twitter. I don't know. JHS. Is that J? I'm just kidding, man. Would you trade Jamar Chase and Brees Hall for Jonathan Taylor? Listen, I I can't do it. All right, well, let me ask you something. Who are you trading? First of all, are you going to trade away Jamar and Brees Hall for Jonathan Taylor? I Here's the thing. It's week 5. And I listen, I get that Jamar Chase, the situation is bad. But it's not going to stay like that. It's just not. That like he's too good. Right? He's just too good. I could not trade Jamar Chase right now for something like, and I love John. Listen, I love what Jonathan Taylor's doing. I do. I love what JT's doing. Now, if it was a different receiver, but listen, this is a guy you probably invested your number one pick in, man. Like you're going to give up on him and fight. And again, I get it. I get what you're doing, but if this is week 7, then and we're still going down that road, maybe you think about it, right? But I will say this. I will say this, man. Jonathan Taylor looks really good. Like we talked about last week. Like he has an extra step. And by the way, real quick on the Brees Hall thing, Braylon Allen just went on IR. He just went on IR, so he's going for at least 4 weeks. So that just means any insertion of another running back not going to happen. It's going to be the Brees Hall show. And I will say this, as Justin Fields comes back like he just did and shows that he's willing to rush the ball a lot like he always has been, it's going to open things up again for Brees Hall as well. So I kind of I would pump the brakes a little bit. I do like Jonathan Taylor now. Like I do. I do like Jonathan Taylor. Definitely like Jonathan Taylor. Getting back to some breakdowns, before we recap some of the bets and look at next week a little bit. I think that looking at guys like Justice Hill, you have to get interesting. Isaiah Bond, listen, Isaiah Bond had 37 snaps last week. He had 55% of the target share, and I'm just telling you, man, he's going to get usage, and he's going to be the guy that Isaiah Bond is going to be the guy in Cleveland. It's just about who can throw him the damn ball, right? Who can throw him the ball? Hard to believe, but Danny Dimes has put a whole new look. You know what? Hey, Jimmy Wags. Here's what I'll say, and I think you'll respect this. So, what I would say is, looking at Danny Dimes, I look specifically at Shane Steichen. I talked about this last week. I talked about Shane Steichen last week. I go back and I look at the historical path of Shane Steichen. I look at Shane Steichen as being the guy that Jalen Hurts turned into an MVP season under Shane Steichen. I look at who Shane Steichen learned from, which was Norv Turner. Norv Turner found Shane Steichen. Norv Turner, one of the biggest offensive gurus ever, one of the biggest fantasy loving offensive coordinators ever. You all listen, you wanted a Norv Turner running back. You wanted a Norv Turner wide receiver. You wanted a Norv Turner quarterback, whether it be the Skins, whether it be the Cowboys, whether it be the Chargers. Like you wanted a Norv Turner player. And Norv Turner, what he did was he passed all that down to Shane Steichen. And Shane Steichen is one hell of an offensive mastermind. And looking at that, yes. No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. He didn't know he wasn't an Indy. Shane Steichen was found way back when by Norv Turner. I think it was with the Chargers. So what I'm saying is Norv Turner brought in Shane Steichen, and Shane Steichen learned under the tutelage of Norv Turner. So now you see Shane Steichen. Shane Steichen didn't want Anthony Richardson. He couldn't run an offense around. That was total Irsay call. That was all management. He's been looking for somebody. Like, that's why the offense looked decent with Gardner Minshew. He just had a noodle arm and could have played a position. Right? It would have been better. So now they get Danny Dimes, and they're like, yo, this dude can sling it. This guy can roll out. Right? We could do different. That Shane Steichen's loving it. So yeah, Jimmy, that's like go look up Shane. Just do a Wikipedia on Shane Steichen, and you're gonna be like, oh damn. Look at the guy. He like for his first four 4 years, like he learned under Norv Turner. So that's why. Like I look at that stuff. Like I go back. Like when you talk about guys like Gary Kubiak, right? I look at who did they bring in, and now you're starting to see some of these guys in the NFL. See you checking in says, and Matt, yes, should pick up. Listen, Browning, yes. I agree with See It. I'm not ready to just throw out Jake Browning right now. I will say though that don't think that they won't bring somebody else in either. Okay, Breece Hall's definitely going to get more work. So you can't listen. You can't do that now. If you threw if it was a different scenario, maybe. But I love Jonathan Taylor, but I just can't do that deal. I agree with See It, man. I agree with See 100%. Definitely, I agree with See 100%. Let's take the Dallas real fast and let's listen. Dak Prescott looked amazing. Like, can I just say again? I say this read the room statement a lot, but if you just open yourself up, I want to go back to the preseason. I want to go back to the offseason. And I have to say it because my man Adam earlier checking in says, I like that video of picking Jake Ferguson instead of picking Kittle or anyone else. So I keep my own receipts, okay? So I dropped a video because if you go back and make sure, listen, QR code's right here. Scan that QR code. Not, obviously for the promos and special deals are right there. But also, again, if you're not watching on YouTube, get over to the YouTube page, subscribe, you'll see everything on the YouTube page. And go to one of my shorts about 2 months ago when I told everybody, draft Jake Ferguson. Because, why? Because he's being available in the late couple rounds of your drafts. Stop overreaching for Trey McBride. Stop overreaching for Brock Bowers. Stop overreaching for George Kittle. And everybody's like, oh, he's not even. Listen, stop. Understand the offense. Understand that Dak Prescott's going to throw the ball damn near 40 times a game. Understand that they didn't go out and utilize their running back position. They just brought a guy in Javonte Williams because they figure we're only going to run the ball 12 times a game. Dak's just going to throw. And who's going to be the recipient? Yeah, I get it's CeeDee Lamb. I understand that. But here, just do the friggin' math. Right? Do the math. If Dak Prescott throws the ball 40 times, I'm going to drop some knowledge on everybody. Okay? So stop for all the rookie players out there going by ADPs and websites and not doing their own research. Do your own simple arithmetic. Okay, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Remember that? Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. That is the order of divisions on how you do arithmetic. Okay, when you start to do equations. Okay, let's just go by simple addition. Okay, by subtraction. 40 times a game if Dak Prescott throws the ball. 40 times. Take 10 to CD Lamb. Now, we're talking about before the injuries, just looking at it as an overall spectacle here. Week 1, we're going into week 1. We know how the lineup looks. We understand who the 3 receivers are. We understand who's in the backfield. Okay, let's just go Dak Prescott 40 times a game, 40 attempts. Going to throw the ball 40 times. Take 10 to CD Lamb. We're at 40. Take 10 to George Pickens. All right, these are targets, okay? Because we're talking about attempts. 10 to CD Lamb, we're down to 40. 10 to George Pickens, we're down to 30. Okay. We have 20 left. Right? I mean, 30, 20. We have 20 left. So that's 20 for Jalen Tolbert. That's 20 left for Kevontae Turpin. That's 20 left for a guy out of the backfield. And Jake Ferguson. So we have 20 left. Give me 8 to Ferguson for the tight end. I'll drop him 2. Are you kidding me? You still have 12 left. And that's going to go to the other guys. Simple math. So if CD drops 2 and Pickens drops 2, that's 4. Add that to the 8 that Ferguson gets, that's 12. Very, very simple. Simple math. So I was in on that all day. And what's going on right now? Jake freaking Ferguson. So that's what's funny. I called on my TikTok tight end because, dude, I got people hopping in my mentions, hopping in my DMs, like, yo, man, thanks so much for telling me to draft Jake Ferguson. Listen, I don't always get it right, but goddamn, when I get something right like that, let's roll, baby. Bring the damn receipts. Everybody's always quick to point out when you're wrong, but nobody's ever giving you the flowers when you're right. Which I don't need flowers. I think it's just funny. I think it's just I just think it's really, really, really funny. But listen, Dallas, George Pickens went off. Okay. He did. He went off. I will say something that surprised me. I thought Kevontae Turpin was going to be the guy to take that next step as far as target share and snap percentage. It actually was Jalen Tolbert. Jalen Tolbert got 81% of the snaps. I was a little surprised at that. I did not expect that at all. I didn't. He got 15% of the target share. I was shocked. Kevontae Turpin was at 60% with 10% of the target share. So, again, I'm not saying that's – but, again, that was a little surprising to me. I still think Kevontae Turpin has a lot of value. I just think it was very, very surprising that and I know that they play different positions, and I get all that. For somebody to start, wow, he's going to slack eye. Blah, 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 blah. Just relax. Relax. Okay? Pipe it down a little bit. All I'm talking about is the utilization of that position in different formations. I thought that would have been Kevontae Turpin. Now, George Pickens, monster game. Will that continue? I don't think so. Can you expect that all the time? No. However, can you expect him to continue to excel at games? Yes. The only thing is he's such an unknown when it comes to just wanting to explode at any given time that it just bothers me. I don't want to rely on that. Okay. So that's one thing. I don't want to rely on that. So again, that's the only reason why I look at Pickens and go, I'm not sure. Great week, right? Great week. Now, I will say, speaking of tight ends, I heard one of my guys today at the barbershop was like, yo, what's up with Sam Laporta? I never heard that name before. Sam Laporta, right? Because he has been potty, man. He's been absolute dog shit so far. He hasn't done much at all. And I don't know what that is. I have no idea. I can't explain it. Right? They're not utilizing him a lot, man. He's 93% of the offensive snaps. It's just not I don't know if the different OC has him staying in the block a little more. And I don't know. I don't know. All I know is he's not giving you the production the way you drafted him, which again is why I said pick up guys like Jake Ferguson. And just looking down the line, I think one of the things that I want to look at too is, did Brian Thomas Jr. come back a little bit, right? But one thing I will say is, remember last week we talked about Parker Washington. We talked about Brian Thomas Jr. Even though he wasn't excelling yet, just saying, just keep an eye on them to continue to excel at least in the target share percentage, because Travis Hunter is going to start to get even utilized less. We talked about it. 0 snaps after halftime for Travis Hunter. 0 snaps. He only played again 0 or on the defensive side. Okay, he played and hit, like, that's it. So he had 38 snaps on the offensive side. Now, I was surprised at that, right? I was surprised. I'm being honest. Like, again, that's something I got wrong. I thought that those percentages were going to continue to say that he was going to go down, and it was complete opposite. So again, something to keep an eye on. Kansas City. Thank you, Xavier friggin' Worthy. Thank you, God, because I have Patrick Mahomes, and goddamn that I need a game like that from P. Mahomes, right? And it's even going to get better once they get Rashad Rice back, or Rasheed Rice. So I cannot wait for that. Xavier Worthy proved why he is so needed for that passing game. So I don't know why it would be available, but somebody was like, "Is he available?" I sure as hell hope not. I sure as hell hope not. Finally, Ashton Genty comes out in Vegas. I think that's a really good, a really good sign going forward. Build that offense around the Rook, man. But build that offense around Rook. Geno Smith stinks right now. My God, he is absolutely horrid. I mean, some of those picks were awful, awful, terrible. So yeah, nothing to me really, really good out of that game. Not a great game for Jordan Mason. Xavier Scott got 40% of the snaps. Again, different because it was a lot in the passing game. Got 8 targets, man. So Xavier Scott, I think is somebody you have to look at, because you're talking about an offense that is going to have very spotty quarterback play, and when you have spotty quarterback play, McCollum's going to throw a lot. I mean, he looks like he's trying to fit Scott into the Aaron Jones role. Remember, we talked about that. Like, Aaron Jones is always going to be the guy out of the backfield. We took his catches as a prop a couple times. And I think Scott is looking in that same MO right there. And I think that's all about the offensive scheme and the way they're doing it. So something to really keep your eye on. Now let's look real fast, couple minutes before. Yeah, my man Vegas 4-0 now, baby. Yes, that's what we're talking about. 4-0, baby. I like it. I like it. I like it. So let's check out what we're looking at for BetQL this week is the 5 stars for the games. And again, make sure you use that code word Jigsaw. And again, this is why I like BetQL. Say it all the time, man. Everything's in one spot. Let me actually get it on the actual screen for you. Okay, I'm gonna take off everything again. I'm a one-man show here, man. One-man show. So this is what I like about it. Because like I said, everything's in one spot, right? Eric, you got a 5-star game, Dolphins and Panthers. They got 5-star game for Patriots and Bills for Sunday Night Football. 5-star game, Raiders and Colts, right? And then you got some 4-star games right here, Buccaneers, Seahawks, Texans, Ravens. And like I said, one of the good things is, you can see the bet analysis by just clicking on that. It's going to give you what the projected score is. Quick little snapshot. But what I like is, I like going over to the full one. Okay. I like going to see full analysis. I like when you go over here, because now again, these will come in. It's only Tuesday, so everybody relax, right? You'll get all the stuff starting to get filled in, with the player props that you can actually see. All right, but go down, you see where some of the money lies, but then you come down here and you get their projections. Okay, you're getting some projections of what they're thinking, and then you'll start to see the star bets. that come in. So what'll happen is under these projections, there'll be 3 or 4, from 1 to 5 stars or what they're thinking to bet, and it'll give you the best odds as well and what book at the normally it could be FanDuel, DraftKings, BetMGM, whatever it is. And then you can literally just click on it and and if you have the DraftKings account, you just go in there and bet on it, man. It's very, very simple. I do like it. And listen, if there's some news, okay, look, this gets updated today. Right here, update 9:36 a.m. It's all one spot. Okay, give you an idea, give you a little breakdown. CJ Stroud. This is why I like it. Everything's in one spot. Okay, everything is in one spot. And again, you go up. We got NFL, NCAA football, Major League Baseball, soccer, NHL. You got some other ports. You got tennis. You got golf. You got NCAA basketball. I mean, everything's right here. And again, all you need to do is sign up. It's a week-to-week basis on some of them. Some of a month, or I'm sorry, a monthly basis. Listen, you can cancel if you don't like it after the month. Just if you do, make sure you use that code word Jigsaw. So at least I get some damn credit, and you'll get 15% off. So let's get back in real fast. We're gonna rehash some of the bets from the weekend. Again, make sure you hit this QR code right here. That's got all the promos and specials. Takes you direct. Okay, you can get again BetQL. Okay, you get them, get all your information in one spot, get 15% off. Okay, the deal is in there. Plus money prop train, $20 a month, $5 a week. Okay, to get all your plus money plays. And again, we've already talked about the plus money bets that we drop. Okay, let me get the. There we go. Right, we talked about this plus money train, plus money prop train. We hit Alex Singleton last night. Plus 115 hit. Very, very, very simple. Okay. We had that for everybody, right? We had that for everybody. We had Cavante Turpin, we hit. That wasn't a plus money hit. That was a regular hit. But again, minus 110. Very, very decent hit. We hit on Scatterboo for an anytime touchdown. Okay. We hit on Ubuka over 59.5. These are some of the hits over the last 2 weeks. Just so everybody knows, we're going to recap it. How about this is a BetQL hit. So if you would have had the BetQL subscription, you would have hit this just like me. The key to down under 49.5 yards. This is another BetQL. There's what it'll look like. They had a 3-star bet on Condre Miller. Over 14.5. I think you hit that in the first quarter. That was a BetQL hit. Again, sign it up. 15%. Very, very simple. Use that code word Jigsaw. Okay? Use the code word Jigsaw. And how about this? Who hit on the Tommy Tremble? This 2 weeks in a row. 2 weeks in a row, the AEVP, which is the alternative edge value play. We hit the DFS tight end play 2,700. It was 2,500 the first week, in week 3 for Josh Oliver. He gets the touchdown. And then we hit Tommy Tremble last week. That was 2,700 at plus 380 on the anytime touchdown. Boom. We sold that. And then again, this is the parlay we hit last week. The Jigsaw Crazy parlay that you get as part of just being in the Discord for free. Okay. Plus 1086. Boom. You got it right there. You get the Ellick over 30.5. You had the Bijan over 3.5. You had the Rachaad White rushing and receiving over 23.5. And the Tyler Warren at over 49.5. A nice hit. Again, I just want to rehash because see, Japan gets in my head, but gets in my ass. He's like, "Yo, dude, throw the tickets up there." I'm like, yeah, I don't like the. Again, you guys should know me by now. Like, I'm a radio host, not a streamer. Like, so I'm on here because I'm not on the radio right now. So I don't like. I'm not used to just show. Like, it is what it is, right? It is. If that's what makes everybody happy, that's fine. But again, seriously, thanks, Japan. I appreciate it. Make sure and again, if you scan a QR code, the free Discord link is in there as well. Okay, so I'm trying to simplify everything for everybody. Very, very simple. So again, another great week, man. Another great week. As always, everybody checking in. My man Japan says, "I'll do it for you." My man Japan, man, he's the best. He really is. Make sure you check out Japan. Japan's in the Discord too. We drop some plays. But it also get at him on Twitter as well. because he's dropping plays right there. And again, Jimmy, thank you as always. Vegas checking in, Adam checking in. My man, see you. Make sure you go check out see at Cena John. Doing always great. The man when it comes to golf for sure. If you're following anybody else for golf, you're out of your mind, out of your absolute mind, man. Alex, thank you. Who's Alex? Japan. Um, Thank you for hey man. I'm having fun again, man. I have to be honest. I took a little break. I wasn't having fun. I wasn't. I wasn't having fun. I was chasing things I shouldn't have been chasing, and I got into some stupid like areas that I shouldn't have been in, and I was like, "What am I doing, man?" Like, I just need to go back to being me. Like, this is who I am. I could talk for 2, 3 hours, right? So again, anybody's watching, and you want a late night talk show host, man, sign my ass up, right? I'm in, right? I'm in. I'm here. I will hold the attention span of your audience for 2 hours, no commercials, no breaks, whatever you want. I guarantee it. Okay, and I will boost your ratings. I will. Is that to being too cocky? Is that the? I'm just confident, man. Seriously, my man in Japan says, "Oh, he's got the UFC hit right there, bringing it to the. See, I don't watch UFC, so I don't know. So, man in Japan just bringing it in, man. Money line. That's plus money line. Plus money line right there. Plus 205 for UFC Saturday. I love it, man. I love it, man. I can't wait. I can't wait. We will be dropping more plus money plays. Again in Discord, and I will call in on the radio. I know Japan. Japan was one of my best callers. Every serious show I had, Japan was calling in. Man, that's how. And look at us now. Now we develop a relationship, man. It's awesome. Good dude, absolute good dude. And again, it's like, we're all in this together. Yeah, there is an entertainment value in all of this, right? And that's what I say all the time. There's definitely entertainment value because again, like somebody, it's an hour and 7 minutes. I haven't even taken a goddamn break. Hour and 7 minutes, going strong. Right? We've had about between 60 to 75 live viewers the entire time. Right? Love it. Absolutely love it. Afterwards, get in the mentions, get in the comments. Whatever it is, man. And even if it's just a question, even just a question. I'm not always going to get it right. Right? Exactly. We're all on the same team, 100%, man. And there's again, man, there's some people doing awesome shit out there. Like, seriously. Like, again, like, some people like Megan and Steve over there, fan speak, doing some awesome shit, dude. Seriously, like, dropping best ball and underdog stuff every day. Like, I'm not, again, I'm here to be a part of everything, man. I am. I like to get my hands in everything. I like to get involved in everything. And yo, check out the Blades and Fades. I got to give my boy a shout out. My boy AJ, which is my son. I say my boy, I mean my actual son, my actual boy, right? I have two sons, Chris and AJ. Chris is a great fantasy mind in his own. He's not a microphone guy. All good. AJ wants to be on the mic, man. So I got AJ. He's going to barber school right now. And look, AJ, listen, we're gonna recap tomorrow, but he did well. He did well. He did well this week. He's doing good. So again, it's not always about the paper. It's about having a passion to love what you do. And listen, man, I ain't here trying to blow smoke up anybody's ass. I ain't trying to be rich. I ain't trying any of that. Like I live a simple life, and I enjoy what I do. Right, I enjoy what I do. I work about 10 jobs. Right, I'm not stressed. I enjoy talking to people. I enjoy having an audience. I enjoy comments. I enjoy emails. I enjoy calls. I enjoy it all. It's just what I do. I've been doing it for years, and I'm just going to continue to do it. And listen, if I can make a little money off of it, for the time that I put into it, fantastic. If not, you know what? It is what it is, man. It is what it is. Yeah, yeah. Yo, Japan, I'm trying, brother. I'm trying. And you know this as well, man. You know this as well with your own. and they just babies, right? Like it's just right. So as well as I, man, it is not easy in this world to raise a good kid. Right? It is hard. It is hard, man. There's a lot of shit going on, honestly, and it's not about anything except values, man. Whatever your values are is what your values are. But it's just, these kids are so green, and you got to teach them the right things, and it's not easy because they see so much, and everything's just at their fingertips, man. It's like, you want them to work hard for everything, and it's just tough because they have so much given to them, by anybody, right? That's not anybody in particular. Just they just have so much given to them. But I'm proud, man. He's doing great. He's doing great. Yeah, listen, he had some good plays this week, man. He had some good plays. So, but I'm gonna get out of here as always. Keep it locked in. The main thing is keep it locked in on the YouTube channel, right? All right, okay. Question for AJ tomorrow on Blades and Fades. I'm gonna give that to him, Japan. What is the best defense to pick up? So that's going to be a bonus question. That's going to be a bonus question. We'll cover that tomorrow. That's going to be a bonus question for the Blades and Fades. So I'm going to give that to him when we get done. So as always, everybody, thanks for support. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure just scan that QR code. Very, very simple. That'll take you everywhere. Go follow me wherever your platform choice of preference is. But if you want to get into deals, if you want to get the information I'm looking at, again, BetQL is a good place to start. I'm really working on getting the DFS side of that rolling. There's some technical difficulties right now, but once I get that, I'll bring that to you guys as well. But for right now, just to get everything in one spot, it's a really good basis of information. So make sure you get involved in that. Hell yeah. Great stuff. I'm trying, brother. Also, go Phils. Red October, baby. Red October. You know what, Vegas? TJ, I'm gonna be it's gonna sound so rookie, but I don't even know what the donation button is. Like, I honestly have no idea, right? I'm learning everything as we go on. Like I don't even know how that works or what that does. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've always looked at that as weird. I don't know. Maybe because I'm 47 years old and I'm like, what am I don't know. Like honestly, like I've all like I said, Vegas, I said earlier, I'm used to rolling for 2 hours on the radio, right? I'm not used to asking people for that. You know what I mean? I don't know anything about that. I really don't. But I am going to look into that. Now that you asked that, I'm going to look into it. And I'll listen. I'll put that again. That'll be on, the QR code, I guess, or I'll look into it for YouTube. I don't know how that works. I really don't. I know I just work hard to continue to bring all this stuff. Yeah, my man Vegas, thanks, brother, man. I appreciate it. Listen, and that's the thing. Like again, it's a simple tip jar for real. Yeah, I'll have to check it out. Definitely have to check it out. Like I said, I have so many with the promos and this and that. Like again, it's crazy, man. It's crazy, and I get it. Some people are like, "Listen, I don't want to pay to a company because they get percentages and stuff like that." Bro, like I understand. So you know what? That's a good idea because maybe people are like that, and I get it. It could be that that's your 14th job, you lazy bastard. I love it. I'm trying, brother. I'm trying. I'm going to look into that, though. I'm definitely going to look into that. So, as always, let me get out of here. I appreciate everybody for checking in. I appreciate everybody for the support. Get on that QR code to at least see where all the social stuff is. If you like any of the deals, by all means. If not, no big deal. I got to throw them out there for everybody. But as always, make sure you keep it locked there here in the YouTube channel because you need to get everything right here, the shorts, the different segments. And I am starting the debates coming up pretty soon, so that'll be pretty cool. So it's called Spit and Fire, to where I'm trying to really line it out on the Tony Cotillo show. Tony Cotillo show is the brand, and all the other pieces are coming off of it. So it's going to be a secret debate. Like you're not going to know what it is. All going to be sports related, and you're going to have a time limit, like a PTI, and it's going to be two people debating a specific topic, going back and forth. It's going to be fun. I can't wait for it. I'm trying to build it. Jalen Carter coming on. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I don't know if Jalen Carter coming on my John. That's for damn sure. Notice I had to throw the word John in there for Philly. But as always, let me stop. I'm parched a little bit. I got to go get a drink. Everybody have a fantastic evening. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll catch